Hey guys, so my name is Christian Ludke. I'm in Purple Cow Period 2, and on January 8th, 2015, I went and shadowed a man named Jeff Griffin. Now, Jeff's dad, Dave, I know very well. He is the owner of Jiffy Lube stores, but that's pretty much all I knew about what he did. So when we got this ProAm assignment, I knew what I wanted to do and who I wanted to shadow. So I was pretty excited. Um, so a little bit about their company. Their company is called Griffin Fast Lube. It was built by Dave when Dave was first just kind of starting out. Um, at first, Dave was in the car detailing business. Um, and at one of his locations in Ogden, there was an auto shop next to his car detailing business. Um, this auto shop eventually became a Jiffy Lube, and Dave bought it. So, and that was the first Jiffy Lube. So, and then Dave just started to acquire and build more Jiffy Lubes, and today he owns 58 Jiffy Lubes throughout Nevada, Utah, and he owns all the Jiffy Lubes in Colorado. So, when I first got there, I started shadowing Jeff. We kind of talked about what Jeff does on a typical day. Um, what Jeff does a lot is he submits promotional codes to their ad company that they work with, and Jeff a lot creates new ways to market their Jiffy Lube stores. Um, so we first talked about their Colorado stores. So since they own all the Colorado stores, it's really easy for them to market and get ideas, and they don't really have a ton of rules. So a few things they do is Groupon. They really like Groupon and really rely on Groupon, but the thing with Groupon is the coupon itself has to be half off or very close to half off the original price of a product or service, and the company Groupon takes 30% of their sales. So that's only 20% that Griffin Fast Lube gets back, but they do get new customers and returning customers. Another thing that Griffin Fast Lube does to market in Colorado is direct mail. They do a New Year's mailer, which is kind of self-explanatory. It's the new year. People are just kind of wanting to start over, get just redone. A Memorial Day mailer, which is just kind of the beginning of the summer travel season. A Labor Day mailer, which is beginning of the school year. People just wanting to get back into the mode of things, just kind of getting back into it. And then a Thanksgiving mailer, which just beginning of the holiday season, which entails a lot of traveling. They do Google AdWords, which helps a lot, and they do email blasts and reminder mail. They're kind of similar, but reminder mail is when they send an email, but they can track that email. So they can track if that person opens it and if they come in and use that. If the customer opens the email but doesn't ever come in and use the ad, Griffin Fast Lube then sends another email with a bigger and better deal. And lastly, another big thing they do is cause marketing, which is when they do something good for the community, but they get customers in a return, which is they do a high school scholarship. So that's their marketing with Colorado, which is cool. But then there's a few challenges with this marketing in Colorado. They don't have a big budget, which hinders what all they can do, which hinders the Groupon. They don't get a lot of money back, and that return isn't a lot, so it doesn't add to their budget. So then we talked about their Utah marketing, and so since they only own a few in Utah, they are a part of a co-op, and since Utah only pretty much runs on one channel, which is 5 KSL, they have one co-op. And a co-op is when franchisees come together and they vote on specific marketing ideas. So for Utah, it would be a TV commercial. Um, Again, Utah is its own co-op region because KSL goes from Logan to St. George. So Griffin Fast Loop has most of their Utah locations in Logan. So if there was no co-op, and they were to put a TV commercial on KSL, it would get down all the way to St. George, and those St. George Jiffy Lube customers wouldn't know what Jiffy Lube was coming from, so they would just assume that, hey, this 50% off is for the Jiffy Lube in my neighborhood, which wouldn't be the case. So that's why there's a co-op, just kind of to regulate and to make decisions. So a few of the things that they do in Utah are coupon books. They do a coupon book with Make-A-Wish Foundation. The coupon book is free to customers, and every time a customer uses a coupon from that coupon book, Jiffy Lube donates $1 to Make-A-Wish Foundation. Their Utah marketing does college sponsorships for University of Utah, Utah State University, and Brigham Young University. They do social media, which they pay someone $500 a month to just post one or two things a week, like tips about keeping your car safe for the winter and stuff like that. They do business-to-business programs, which is they send businesses info about Jiffy Lube, and they kind of can set up business accounts. They do NFL sponsorships, which doesn't really help them out that much, especially since we're in Utah, no NFL teams. But they 5 seconds for 10 grand, which is really expensive, but just kind of not really worth it. There's no Groupon in Utah, but Jeff and Dave have tried to get that co-op to vote yes on Groupon for Utah, but they haven't yet. So a problem with the co-op is that you have to run everything you do by the co-op. They have to vote on it, and majority wins. But benefits of a co-op is there's a lot bigger budget, which helps. So a couple of things for like required training and education, or advice for someone trying to reach this position, is kind of difficult to do in Jeff's situation, because Griffin Fast Loop is solely a family business. Dave obviously is in charge of everything. Jeff is in charge of marketing. Another son, DJ, is in charge of sales and kind of stuff like that. Another son, John, is in charge of human resources, and Dave's wife is in charge of the part of the marketing, kind of the charity, like the Make-A-Wish coupon books. She's in charge of all of that. So this is solely a family business with few outsiders. But some advice that he did give me for this kind of a position would just be to work your way up. To kind of start small, because it's really hard to just apply for a really high up job and then not get it. And so just kind of work your way up and do what it needed. For this kind of position, you don't really need special skills except know a lot about marketing. For Jeff's situation, you have to know a lot about marketing and how to use technology, which they use a lot of technology on a day-to-day basis. They do the promotional codes, which they send through the computer on a system. They do the email blasts, the reminder mail, the direct mail, which is all technology. So in conclusion, there are a few things that I found really interesting. I'll just say a couple of them. One of them, franchisees, so Dave is a franchisee, or Griffin Fast Lube is a franchisee for Jiffy Lube. So franchisees legally are supposed to create co-ops if they're in the same TV area, but in Jiffy Lube, there are some franchisees that hate each other so much and refuse to create co-ops. So Jiffy Lube's like, legally, we can't not have you create a co-op, but we can just let it slide if you don't have any TV commercials in that area, which makes sense. And so the last thing that I found really interesting was that Jeff, when he has marketing ideas for Colorado, he brings them to the co-op table in Utah to see what other marketers think about his idea. So he gets advice on stuff he's going to do in Colorado, which is kind of cheating, but it helps a lot. So I really liked shadowing Jeff. It was a lot of fun. I learned a lot, and I just had a ton of fun. I would totally see myself in this position in the future, or in a position like this. And so thanks for watching. Have fun, and if any future students see this, be nice to Macaulay. He's the best teacher. Thanks.